Hi everyone and welcome to EVE Talk, your weekly look at the EVE Online markets. I am your host, delonewolf, and I think it's gonna be an interesting week. I could be wrong, but usually the people that play the market and are heavily involved in the industry do follow the news very closely. And not only will we have a nerf to heavy missiles and to the Hurricane, but now rumors have popped up on EVE News 24 from, I think the source are some forum posts that Tech 3 ships are going to get a nerf as well. It seems that CCP might no longer be happy with them being the best at several roles. Personally, I'm finding it hard to think that's a good idea. Tech 3s are something that take quite a bit of effort, risk to fly, have a completely separate production from Tech 1 and Tech 2 stuff, so I think it's kind of normal that that they end up being the best at several roles. But yeah, we'll see if we get some more information on possible nerfs there. I do understand that you might not want a Tech 3 to be better than a command ship at the role of command ships, but really that's pretty easily fixed. And I don't think that needs any serious nerfs, which is actually what's being talked about by the developers. But we'll see. You know, all of this is still a rumor, I think. We'll start off with the usual Tritanium. Let's have a quick look at the chart. There might be a slight downward movement there, but it's really holding up above 6 ISK. And let's have a quick look at station prices, 608 and 602. So yeah, 6 ISK for Tritanium. Let's see, Pyrite is the next one. And this is still the 3-month chart, and yeah, still holding up around 13 ISK here. Let's have a look in station. 1280 for the sellers and 1263 for the buyers. Almost 13 ISK. It's just a little bit below that, as you can see from some of the data points at the tail end. So if it keeps up, then the moving average, the green line, might drop down a little bit. We'll have to see. Finally, Mexalon, which corrected data point at over 250 ISK. So we'll have to look at what the prices go for in station. Let's see, 62.40 for the sellers, 61.06 for the buyers. That's still holding up above 60 ISK, 1.30 ISK margin. That's almost nothing on a price of 62 ISK. So yeah, the mineral market seems to still be pretty stable and be ruled by supply and demand. I've added Noxium because that's my main bottleneck at the moment for the Talos production, and it's on an upward trend, which could explain why only 60% of my buy order went through, as prices are rising a little bit. But I do think 582, 571, that the Jita price seems to be a bit lower than the Dixie price for Noxium, and while on the ship side it seemed that the Taloses were a bit higher here in Jita. Let's have a quick check of that. Yeah, station 83 million for the Talos and 78 for the buy orders. So the chart has some data points above the 20-day moving average, so it does seem that it could be a good idea for me to produce a decent amount of Taloses, let's say 5 to 10 Taloses, move them to the Dixie, and then pick up some Noxium here locally in order to optimize production of these ships. That could be a good idea. So that was it for the Talos. Now I'm going to have a look at the Tengu for the Tech 3 market. I might have a yeah, just look at those data points, and even the 20-day moving average is moving down. We had this downtrend for several months that was pretty slow, nothing too serious, you know. From 220 to 210 million, And then last week, which actually started around my vacation, we had like a slight uptick or more of a stabilization of the Tech 3 prices, especially the Tengu one. But right here you can see after the rumor, wham, the price is going down pretty heavily. And yeah, we're seeing sell orders back below 200 million and buy orders at 186, 183. I think this is the rumor at work. If I'm not mistaken, we had sell orders at 210, something like that last week. So yeah, that's of course, I said at this low point, at one point there were other sell orders at around 200 million. And I said, yeah, that might be a good idea to pick up a cheap Tengu. At that time, of course, I could not expect that CCP was going to come out with possible nerfs to the Tech 3, and then you can immediately see the effect this has on the market. You know, they're the guys that have a lot of power in the market. They look very closely at the news, and so if you want to become successful in the market, following the news is very important, because I would never have guessed that the Tech 3s would move like this. And I'll quickly have a look at another one. Let's see, the Loki. And Loki's holding up surprisingly enough. So it does seem that it's especially the interesting, the Tengu, that might actually be because of the heavy missile nerf. That's interesting. So I'll have to have a look at the other ones. And it could not be the rumors. Let's have a look. What's the other one? Gonna be easier if I browse, because I'm terrible with names. And advanced cruisers, strategic cruisers. Let's have a look at the Legion chart. That one is down a bit from 220 to 200 as well. But that's a decently long-term trend here. So I wouldn't say that that's the same as the Tengu, which you can see is diving down quite heavily. Let's have a look at approaches then. Slight downtrend, but still pretty stable at just above 200 million. So that's pretty interesting. I think this Galente move, this Tengu move, could be due to the heavy missile nerf, and that maybe the rumors for Tech 3 nerfs might not have been calculated in the market yet. So yeah, like I said, trying to follow the market is the news is very important if you want to be successful in the market. And so I personally am expecting Tech 3s to go down below 200 million because of these rumors for nerfs. Yeah, so that one was pretty important. What else have I got? Galente fuel blocks, yeah, these continue their downward trend, although it seems to be slowing down at the end. I get Isogen up here as well, which is on a slight uptrend towards 100 ISK, 107 in local. Looks like I added all the high-end minerals as well here. Well, will not waste too much time on that. I'll have a look at the Drake, which it has some lower data points, but really it's not moving that much compared to what the Tengu is moving. That's again a bit of a surprise to me. I would have expected the Drake to drop as well, following the news of the heavy missile nerf, but I guess they still have the Ham Drake option to avoid that nerf for a large part. Could be an explanation there. That seems to be holding up pretty well. Another one that I wanted to check is the Hurricane, which will also get a nerf. It was on a downtrend, and I wouldn't say that the upcoming nerf has really had a big impact yet. So yeah, that's pretty interesting in my opinion, how a lot of the ships I expected to move don't move that much, but then look at that Tengu chart, that doesn't look too good. And that's pretty interesting. It would move so much on the Tengu but still be decently stable on the rest of the ships. I think I'll end up with the Plex, which is still on the uptrend, 520 million. Check out some of these data points: 550 million, 530 million. Yeah, so I think there's definitely an uptrend. Hardly any data points below the 20-day moving average, which is the green line. And I think last week we had 520 million. Right now in station 528 million, and buyers 512 million. So yeah, that's another 8 million extra in the price of Plex. Like I said, I expect that this will mirror the 1 year chart. This first part here, where it went up from, what would that have been, 375 to 475, 100 million. And I expect that this will mirror it. It might not be as extreme as it was back then, because we had all this news about inflation and stuff like that. So I'm suspecting that those traders could get away with a bit more, and we might see some pullbacks earlier. But yeah, I think the upward trend is undeniable. And in fact, I'm going to in this episode, I'm going to put my money where my mouth is, and I'm going to buy 2 Plex in Indo-Dixie, I think. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. You'll see them probably in the next video, because I'm on my alt in Jita right here. But I expect Plexes to continue to rise, and I'm going to buy 2 of them. Anyways, that's it for this week, guys, and I'll see you all next time.